Z might want to do that thing where he kills a minion, gets the increased attack speed, and then goes towards some stack kind of popping. Damage from XQW before he can do that, though. Playing the range well. No Var Assault now. He has a lot of... Hang on a second, just kill the tower. He can just kill the tower. Oh, XQW misses 2 cannons, but kills the tower. Who gives a damn?
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
Good stuff. Gonna head towards... Surely you don't do anything crazy here. They have barrier and heal. You're not finishing this off. Best you're getting is camp steals, of course. A lot of damage coming down. Q doesn't hit onto the Crows, does hit onto both members. EDZ is going very low. Does he have to flash out? I mean... level 3 from the Shin... Oh my god, Shin's out early level damage, by the way. Kind of insane. Teleport now coming in from the Rumble the bot side to stop the early dive. Sion will die on the turret and will go into the passive form. Goes into zombie. Flash out from the Shin's out, and the Caitlyn dies. Now, importantly, ZDZ has teleports, Sassy does not, and Xiaoya dies. So the AD carry is not getting farmed. Sion can go back up towards the top side. And we have ourselves Caitlyn now going towards top lane. What the What? Zao. Sassy has flash. Aggro taken by the Nami. Heals up and will live. Doesn't have the flash now, though. Xiao. I mean, he's just going to kill him. He's just going to kill him. How many tower shots do you take? Do you get the kill back? It's close, but no. Cigar smacks a minion for health. No, I'm going to have to go refresh the audio again real quick. Maybe after we see what Sassy does towards Angel here. Does have the flash. Might have to use it. I mean, that's so much damage. Angel flashes out as Sassy is getting creative with things. Dragon's going to get started. That'll go down fairly quickly. Now, what can Xiaoha do with this early kill lead? Push towards the top side. Dragon will go down just off screen. So are you guys straight? ZDZ has... I mean, sounds pretty hard to kill. But, I mean, not when you get full comboed like that. It flashes and dies anyway. Okay, Karma, we don't see it that much. But when you have so many bot lane bans, it does... have some options, doesn't it? That being said, worth noting that between both bot laners, it's not that much of a difference. Now it's going to head up towards the top side. Both teams rushing towards that first tower. Getting some bonus. How much auto resets has Lucian got left? I think it's just going to be won by Caitlyn because the headshots proc on towers too. Caitlyn Karma take the first tower. On the other side, they're a team that you have to watch. And we were hoping they could be like this, but they didn't show up like that before. ZDZ does have ult now, so we can scream, Feigling! Where is the Feigling? Feigling! That's cowards in German. He screams that as he runs to his death. I feel like G2's not bad, but they don't know how to draft it. They are overcooking. The way that I put it goes for a quick waterboard. And this is where things get really dangerous. First item spike, don't quite have that. Hang on a second, Xiaoha hopping over the wall. Does have that flash. Both smites come through. Sticker up goes the way of LGT. No smite to contest for the second one. Un still has that ultimate available. Uses it now. Flick back. Flashed away from YCX. Rumble in a side lane. Has teleport if he wants to join. No smite from Nio. 6EW want to do some damage hit? Nah, just let him have it, I think. Smite comes up from Xiaoha. Is G2 at risk? We did say that EDG had the harder composition to play. They came up with an early plan to try and avoid the Caitlyn, but you have given 4 grubs over. And Caitlyn is still a problem. How many series have they got to mess up? Well, they have 2 series left, and they're 3 in flip against. Naya going towards a bit of a run forwards. Oh, catches that wink. Did have the flash. Needs to flash away from the Impale instead. Does so. Loses a bit of HP. Don't know if he expected to get driven. Jump force from Xiaoha. Equalizer comes down, but I think all it is going to be doing is equalizing by 0. Tug and pull. Push and pull. That's the one. Tug of war. The tug and pull. Very important to allow you to get towards objectives. Going towards the Herald first, as that spawned before the Dragon. No flash onto YCX could be a problem. No flash on Wink, I guess similarly. And a lot of damage there. An important moment. He now pulls the barrier. And that's an equalizer for Poke. Takes him down to low half HP. Ult's going to come across. Wall comes across you. And here comes the Sion. That's a well-coordinated engagement. Will it lead to that much damage? Arn needs to be doing a lot more than he currently is. Angel gets some value there too. The follow-up damage, not that potent. PS himself. Good damage from On. Jumping forwards. It's been a while since we've seen that Lucian Nami here in the LPL, or at least I've seen it in the LPL. I know it's been around a little bit. Oh no, we did see it. We saw Lucian Braum. Ult comes through from the Lucian again. A lot of us goes into that Scorpion's hide. Carapace. Chitin soaking the blows well enough. Now he goes forwards again. Has to peel away from that Sion Q. Half HP. Smite fight coming through. Wall. Wave. It's like a sea defense all over again. The equalizer's back up and it's roasting. But it doesn't matter. The Skarner's down. Maybe losing your AD carry matters a little bit more. What about the dragon? What about the dragon itself? 2,000 HP. Rumble's down now and there's only one smite. He'll come through and the Sion goes in for an engage afterwards. SQW. Out of the play, Xiao going forward to more damage. The Caitlyn does not like being out in the front line on her own, though. The Sion passive doing so much damage, and the Angel's still alive. The healing from Xiao Hao. Sundered Sky is a hell of an item. EDG, get the dragon and get the fight. So it has 2 items now. Full. Why are we all in this brush? Why is this the place to be? Why is this the place to be? ZDZ ults in. There's a wave coming in through. Zombie Sion will be brought up, but I don't really think there's much to be done about this. Well, welcome to the bush party. Sion's invited. Atsucon now started. EDG. They don't have that ultimate from Angel anymore. Do they just let this go down? I guess they do. No big ultimates were used by LGD, and they don't have the Sion anymore. Azir turret was pushing out that bot turret, technically. That being said, EDG will start towards that mid lane instead. We'll push him towards the mid lane. In a turret. It applies to each member the same across the team. Dragon started up. Man Dragon is obviously very valuable for both teams. The Skarner and the Sion both getting good value out of that. On push that mid lane. I want to see how much this Lucian can do. And maybe we finally will see a sweep. Very disruptive team fights with the Karma. A lot of damage onto Angel at the start. Okay, Sion goes in. The equalizer comes in too. Angel, a lot of damage. It's still burning down. Redemption, and it's the Skarner completely zoned out on that front line. Does get the smite, though, and this time lives long enough to seal the objective. Sion Q around the corner. Does not catch YCX. XQW. Potential chance for a shuffle forwards. Chooses not to. Doing this thing, and it's just like a random vehicle from a sci-fi thing. Sassy caught out on a side lane. No one's coming to help him. Xiao comes through, gets the knock-up, and while he has himself the anti-tank killing build, he doesn't have an anti-shins out survival system. $3,000 in chat. You can also drop it in the Discord too, so I can save for another point. Here come the ultimate straight out of the paws. Azir turret falls down. A fantastic impale though onto 3. Doesn't reach on. And maybe it's less fantastic than I thought. Teleport comes in from Azir, who's too late to the... Hey, well, I'm glad you enjoyed the trivia. Always nice to learn a little bit more. We've always got some extra bits to learn as well. Redemption used... That was the enemy Redemption to do some damage and check for vision. SQW has to flash out of the shove, but does manage to get some damage back, but doesn't have enough to survive the culling. On takes down the Azir. The bird goes down. However, the Baron has been stopped, and both summoners were used by Arn. So LGD stop. So LGD don't go towards the dragon. I was wondering whether they could find something with Equalizer coming back up on those summoners. Maybe there was an option. Ult onto Angel. Of course, he has no sustain. The one person that... Well, I say that. Nami does, though. Do I know about TSM? Yes, I know about TSM. Rumor was that... Oh, bloody hell, that's a good crit headshot onto Wink. Shai comes through. Angel, not able to get on top of him, but Shai's now out of the fight. Great Crescent Guard. YCS goes down. Impale does come through, but they can't return the favor. One for none. Support goes down. Once again, EDG looking quite comfortable playing around the Lucian Nami. Arn and Wink were a bot lane, I believe, on IG when this bot lane was last kind of popular. They've done their time on this across the LPL. You know, I've seen TS... Hang on, the wall comes across. What is Angel doing? He has a Seekers, has to use it there. There is an Impale. The Equalizer is still going to be dropped on his head. And once again, Nio has just been put into the dirt. This Skarner has not been a good front line. But they can't go and protect the Skarner. The Skarner gets locked in place at that point. And then the Skarner dies very quickly. Baron now started from EDG. ZDZ teleporting into the pit so we can get past the enemy team. If Azir gets good DPS, maybe LGD can do something. If he gets a good shuffle, maybe he can do something. Hard to do that against this kind of team, but it's very easy to get damage like that onto Angel. Are we getting a flip? Nope, no smite, of course. Flash out of the flip. EDG, get the Baron, lose no one. Nio just doesn't get to play the game. Look at this, look at this. He's not going to be able to play the game. Like, he tries to go for the engage. He's the only engage. Gets completely shut down. Once again, the Skarner has died. Couldn't have described it better. Ults come through. SQW does get hit by the damage. Is Angel going to be able to get any more damage over? No. SQW gets out, does have teleport, can make his way back into the... And now Xiaohao has a 4,000 gold lead, is 7-0 and 5. And the jungle drift differs strong with this one. Sam, my wonderful brother. I do actually have a trophy coming for him for surviving 30 years of life on planet Earth. Xiaohao caught out. Has to flash, has to 90 caliber net. Tower goes down. Shove forwards onto the Skarner. Does get an impale and manages to reach onto only the Shinzao. Shuffle comes back and he gets a Revenant Shuffle. That is the first Revenant Shuffle I have ever seen in pro play. It gets them a couple of kills. I don't think it's going to get them more than that. But fancy mechanics from XQW. If you have never seen... Hopefully we'll get a replay of that. It's not going to matter that much. We might see the game ending here anyway. The wave clear quite low now from LGD. They do have the equalizer, so the game should go on for a little longer. The little frog coming out with some big plays. Now it goes forwards. Angel has to get himself into his Sonya. There's a good cue from the sign. Opens up a bit of peel. And that'll allow Angel to turn things back around. Is he going to die anyway? Yes, he is. And LGD, they lose one for the attempt, but they will stop the base from falling. Need to make sure you don't want body blocked here. The Sign going forwards again. ZDZ has a million HP, 1,000 stacks on the passive. Not that tanky, I suppose, compared to all of them, but tanky enough, and certainly tankier than the Skarner, who once again discovers how mortal they are. That's not the best place to be going golden. Goes in for a shuffle, but caught by a bubble. Glub, glub. The king is dead. And the Emperor's got no clothes. They've been burned off him. EDG takes them a little while, 40 minutes and a pause, but they do end up closing out the game and taking the series to 1-0. Going down into the GA. Towers will go down soon after. EDG, a well-earned victory. Xiaohao, Angel on all incredible standout performances. As LGD, get a bit blown off the park. Had one engage factor in that Skarner. Creative 2. And if you get a good kill from that Kai'Sa jumping in, Viego resets. And the game gets interesting. Very interesting. LGD on the tragedy. Way too young. Xiaohao in the lane. Oh, Rim Prison comes through into the Spectral Maw. And that Corgi butt hits the ground. I know they float in water. Let's see if it'll float him down the river Styx. Nice. Corki now has all of his regular abilities again. Now, he needs to be careful here, actually. Double buff picked up. Now he's gone too far. Now you've gone too far. Sassy's not going to be here in time. He's just creative at first, but there is a thin line between creativity and madness, and ZDZ has just given himself over as a freebie to LGT. Oh, my word. Xiaohao going topside. Sassy going in. Has the Cyclone now and looks to disengage. If you're on target, the Blade of the Ring King. That's a lot of damage. The double Cyclone actually ripping through ZDZ that. Thanks for the refollow, EDG Wink. Good to see you back. Didn't realize you'd unfollowed. Grub's taken by LGD. Dragon started. Cyclone down. Sassy can't really impact the game like that now. With that now, rather. Dragon goes over towards EDG. Ability names are really good. Death Sentence. That's a nice one to shout out. Xiaohao, does he have the E? Ah, that's a lot of damage. Oh my god. Gonna pull out the null from Nio? No, remember you can go unstoppable with the ultimate from Viego. Could have disengaged with that. But still, chased out of the river. And you can see the danger of Viego walking up to a fight where he is not supported appropriately. Yes, Yorick used to have the Omens. The Omens is his all 4 abilities. So you used to have the Riders of the Apocalypse, that one. Yep, the 4 Horsemen. 6 grubs claimed from LGD. Now, that's kind of big. That's kind of huge. If you start winning in a side lane now, you get to leapfrog off of that very SQW does have Flash. Yes, Valkyrie too. Is that going to be enough? He can get over the wall. Hit back, though, and the Hammer Blow will make sure that neither of those can be used appropriately. LGD, though, a little bit name an ability like... Definitely someone named like that. Nio, caught up against the wall. Magnet Storm comes in, and that is a very, very dead deer. Oh, Bambi, close your eyes. Dragon started up afterwards. EDG will take that one nice and easily. 2 dragons for them as Nio way overstays. Realm Warp to check what's happening with Sassy, who does have Flash. Alright, okay,
Anyway.
guess the Y6 on bot side. Hang on, there is no Flash and Angel now. However, that knockback ends up putting him out of the Soul Flare. It won't end up mattering. We'll go down anyway. Triforce Spike from Wukong, incredibly powerful. So Angel, misreads. Couple of assists spread between the teams. And Naya, that's a problem. He does have Flash. I don't think he'll get to use it, though. Center of that W, the Watch Out Eve. The Hammer Blade comes through. Use the Flash already. And the Acceleration Gate does some work. Shock Blast also puts some damage down. Right, remember, Viego can get some resets. That is the big thing. Is Viego going to get a reset? He's on the wrong side of the fight. And Angel goes down again. The wings torn off. Solar Flare pings onto Wink. And Jace goes down to Angel with a series of flubs. And EDG, no resets to speak of. Can't see the team fight out. 5 people strong for LG on the top side. And a Zenith Blade catches onto Arn. You'll have to cleanse and ult away. Flash forward from the YCX. We'll force some defensive tools out of Arm. Use that 6 grubs effectively to take down another tap. Hey, thanks, Hey, no, you see. I hope you enjoyed them. Well, you did enjoy them. You literally just said. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them. That's the way I phrased that. Herald now started up. Can you really look to do anything here? Wink's coming back onto the board. Nio has Flash, has level 11. Level up on Chao Hao. Just the extra stats are nice. Of course, doesn't have the ult. Hey, Harry, good to see you. Soul Flare again. Realm Warp doing things, bits and pieces, and there's no reset again. The Ignite will take him down. Viego does get an assist after a couple of failed plays in a row. Herald wasn't taken beforehand. LGD splitting the map a little bit too thinly. Will get themselves the Herald off the back of this, though, all the same. Wait. Maya, my cat is here. You better say hello to her. Hello, Maya the cat. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Maya. You were working with the foe, really? Well, whenever then there's a wave available. A full lethality Jhin coming through from Shaya. FYI. Dragon will go down to LGD. EDG not wanting to stick around for that. No cross map available for EDG. They've been slow on their cross maps of EDG. They've been quite slow on them. As we were saying before, one wave is all it takes. Ult comes through. YCX, another good engage from him. And Xiaohao completely caught out. He has had a poor game, has Xiaohao, after a wonderful game 1. Jhin ult comes through in that lethality. Oh, yeah, it's lethal. Angel flashes out. LGD clean snowball from them in this game. Up 3,000 gold. They do way too much damage. They also have a Seeker, so it's hard to kill them. Sassy is caught out in a side lane, though. He is not the Lilia. He is not necessarily the problem. Loses the flash, loses the ultimate. Glad to get out with his life there, I suppose. Very quickly, Arn didn't even need to use the ult. And now, well, that's a teleport into somewhere. Teleport flash. The SQW comes out. Now, the deer might be a problem, and so could the Jhin. The serial killer sets them in their sights. Can they get the cancel on the realm? They can! Oh, it's another shield of daybreak. YCX cuts off the escape route by stopping. Good play initially in the top side. Can't lead it through to anything, though. And it's looking more increasingly likely that LGD will walk away into a game 3. That's Khan comes down, give him the GA. Bit early to take this, actually. Can they delay it a little bit? I'd like to see it so it overlaps more cleanly with the Baron and the next Dragon spawn. Ambassador's not a ninja. She is from Noxus as well. Arn, hit by a big one. It's a W in return. Wink caught out. I mean, that's not the target you really want to be hitting. They do have the Atakan, though. Flash forwards. Swazi doesn't land for that. Angel will be able to get the Realm Warp out this time. Oh, the 4th shot. Wink thought he was safe. Nope. Eyes shut. Both of them this time, not just the one. For them. What is the anatomy? No, that's a bad way to phrase it. Ignore that brief miswording. Lilia is more like a centipede. Right, yeah, they have like connecting body parts like that. Anyway, ICX gets another engage. Very consistent has this player been at finding the right plays. Solar Flare to confirm the kill. You still have... Oh, that's a great center plate again. Forces out the ultimate from the Viego. And the Rise has to pull out the ultimate to save them again. Now, you don't have the Realm Warp. You don't have that Heartbreaker into the pit. And EDG with even less options to contest the Baron. CDZ, 20 seconds for him to come back up. I mean, what do? Do you have to full set? I mean, you are behind a ridiculous amount of gold. You have to find some way to steal it, right? Xiaohao walking up. Another engage comes through. Magnustorm's not bad, but there is 0 follow-up. That's all. Arn is the only damage. He's being zoned off. Angel is, well, he's seen the full power of the sun. He goes down too. Xiaoya's Jin following up very well onto LGD's pick attempts. Has a full Infinity Edge, by the way. That's why he's hitting like an absolute truck. LG don't even feel like they need to go towards the Baron. Pushing towards that mid lane, teleport in. ZDZ's alive. Oh wait, can they actually finish this? Soulflare comes through, double slow, no stuns, but I don't think that's going to matter. No flash from the Jace. And yeah, the man of tomorrow finds his end today. Tower goes down. LGD will bring us to 3 with a very clean set of plays. Maybe a bit of a throw from ZDZ and Xiaohao in the early game. But make no mistake, LGD claimed this victory for themselves. Well, these are compositions. LGD on the aggressive side of things. He pushed to achieve this. No, the tower shot actually makes things a little bit difficult. Headbutt away. Q missing from Xiaoya. That could be a problem. Shield comes up. YCX and Xiaoya maybe outplaying themselves a little bit. Mid lane, Charm misses. Early level 3 hit from XCW. Hang on a second, he's in trouble now. Oh, if the second Q hits, that's a problem. Has to flash it. The bleed would have been expunged. And the next one would have been a... Dark Seal first back from SQW. Doesn't have that flash. He doesn't have flash. It's a bit spooky. A little bit spooky. Civet. How much can LGD give up in terms of objectives before this becomes an issue? Dragon started. If Nio can get a dragon, that's huge for LGD. It means that you delayed like the very bad time. Hang on a second. I don't know if you want to go in for that. Oh, they really feel like it. Brawn Pass is coming through. Heals pulled by both sides. Great damage onto the Ezreal. And the Q comes back. Doesn't flash for the backswing. Damage onto an AD carry is always more important than damage onto a support. When you get a few levels under your belt. Rob's finished. Just trying to I've always held this guy in high regard. I don't think he's necessarily delivered on that in the last year or two. Sadly. He wasn't the problem when Weibo started last year. But, yeah. Tried his best to land on his feet. He was, of course, an LGD player when I was first casting in the league, 2023. Ooh, ult misses from Sassy. If he'd started a long enough fight, potential of Nio. Garnailing, thank you so much for the resub. SQW gonna get hit by that Cow Storm now. Yeah. Does he have to ult with the charm missing? No, should be fine. Catalyst gives you a little bit more bulk to he's gonna spot out the Neferi again. Has the Q. Get out with the Blast Cone. Does Xiaohao follow? Yes, he does. There is a flash available from the buy, but there's a W from the Neferi. What does Nio do? Q's over the wall. Flash away. Does Nio flash? Yes, he does. How the hell does he get out of this one, though? I mean, spoiler, I don't think he does. W for the extra damage, potentially, and the bleed will kill. Or rather, it won't. Nio has a Q. How much mind games can he do? Not enough. The Hounds find their quarry. Nio goes down. It has been a Drop's going to get started up, so it's going to be all objectives towards EDG. Good spell shield. Good trade onto Arn somewhere in the middle of that too. There were double ults blown from Xiaoya and YCX while we were off screen. Well, they were off screen rather. Xiaoya carry. There's no lock. Okay, this is a thing. This is a thing. Hang on a second. ZDZ. He's level 11. He does have rage. I don't know. He's got the ult. He's got a double Q. Yeah, that's a Renekton. Heals through it. Throw the Neferi at the Sivir, or hope that, you know, she's out of position. And just hope you can assassinate. Sivir can win this game alone, eventually. Sivir is so ridiculously good into this kind of team with no ability to stop her from auto-attacking. Because even though they do have, you know, 1,000 gold lead, that gold lead actually hasn't changed since 10 minutes ago, 6 minutes into the game. It's not changed that much. Ah, there was ult used by Angel on bot side, that's why they backed off. Ooh, Chaos Storm again. Nice. SQW. Yeah, not really able to do that much in the individual matchup. Has no teleport this time either. Is there going to be an Ezreal to stop it? Is that going to be able to get there in time? It's going to be close. No, will for him this wave now. So no perfect game. LGD will take that on the top side of the map. Sorry, perfect game, believers. Not the case here. Not like the Ezreal ults of the past where you'd flip side lanes to make sure that they'd push in certain ways. Dragon goes to EDG, so LGD still not contesting. Still not doing it. LGD starting towards Atacon on the bot side of the map. CDZ will spot this going on. There's no contest. This is just going to go down. So LGD are going to get a free Atacon. Okay. They're still only 1,000 gold behind, by the way. It is so... I mean, they're looking for a fight just before Dragon spawns now. YCX is immediately going to lose that. Why did you blow your ult? This is what we're reduced to, folks. So, hang on a second. On doesn't have a Braum beside him, and there comes the Ambassador ult. This is the combo. You can talk about Ezreal being safe as you like. It is not safe versus that. 2 kills in 25 minutes. Doubled our kill rate. Well, Group Nirvana smells like ass cheeks. What the hell, Amber? What the fuck? Okay, Baron's gonna get started. LGD. Towards this, they still have Sivir ultimate. You have the you still have the Atacon still coming up soon. Now goes forwards, doesn't catch Angel. Remember, he can't get the reset on his ultimate because they still have the Atacon keeping him technically alive. ZDZ, good damage. How much is Sivir doing? Not enough, I don't think. And the Atacon doesn't apply to Y6. It is just Sivir. LGD lose the fight. No one dies except Arn in that pick beforehand. You don't have flash from Nio, who used that in the last play. Dragon's going down. I mean, you have to go for a fight somewhere. Nio, what's the play? Do you go in for the ult? You have to go soon. Shield down from Wink. Nio, low HP. SQW flashes in, goes out. Well, jumps in, jumps out. No flash used just yet. And Ambassador is now for the play. Themselves will go for the flip. And it's taken by Xiaohao. Ocean Soul for EDG and LGD. Maybe you should have contested a little more. 4 dragons to none. LGD, they have committed to a slow death. That wouldn't have made a difference. The barrier is way more impactful. Feats of strength completed at 27 minutes. Thank you for highlighting that in chat. It is very, very long. And EDG, they bided their time. They don't exactly have go buttons, but if you have a soul like that, force the enemy to come into you. Who needs that go button at that point? The objective dominance leads to fixing the flaws of their team composition. Hang on a second, there was a smite steal attempt. Naya went into the pit, didn't get it. Baron came through. How's the flash? Jumps over the wall again. Threatening. 2.5 items. Goes forwards onto the Ahri. But there's no bastard waiting for that. Is a little bit far there, buddy. Xiaohao uses W, uses the flash and gets out. Charm flash falls onto Angel. He has a flash too, though, and they don't have the follow-up damage. They also have, remember, an Ocean Soul. Tends to be quite helpful. The map. Of course, coming up later, we have Weibo versus BLG. Weibo just replaced their coach. I say replaced. They brought no... Well, we don't know what the state of exactly what's going to happen with him. BLG were rumored to replacing their jungle Wei for someone like Beitron. That deal has apparently not come to fruition. But neither camp particularly happy. That'll come up after this series, of course, after this game. Shia has Infinity Edge now. Is that the difference maker? I mean, the Ricochets are doing good work. Nio, does he go forwards again? Good damage onto the Ezreal. Can they follow up? Here comes the Sivir ultimate. Here comes the Ambassador 2. And the shield might not be enough. The Ricochets are doing damage. Ezreal goes down. It's not bad damage from the side of LGD. I mean, the Sivir is doing work and ends up being, what, 3 for 2, all things said and done. Sivir hits 3 items, and LGD pull the trigger. That kind of damage, man. He has that sword with that elixir of wrath. It'll give him some physical vamp when he actually starts hitting champions, but only then. Is he going to be able to get to that point? Red buff will give him some regen while he's out of combat. That'll help. There's the Sivir ult coming through. Good range being kept by EDG. Naya goes forwards. Arm pops that Seekers. That helps a lot. YCX goes in with the ultimate. How much is the Ricochet going to do? The Elder is not going to be flipped from this kind of HP. Big Ricochet damage. The ultimate from the Ambessa misses. YCX doesn't have his anymore. And the Elder might just finish him off. The Ezreal are doing a lot of damage. Xiaohao is comboed up. Again, YCX will go down. But the tools down from LGD, I think, is so more important. No big ultimates to use. Sivir. How much can they do with just ricochets? Teleport back into the play. Ambessa coming back. Sassy, full HP. And it's a flip. It's a flip. And it's won by Xiaohao. Sivir goes down. Vi goes down. And the team follows. A 3-game series with 2 very long wins for EDG. 40 minutes in game 1. An Elder Dragon at 30, but they can't see that in this one. Victory to EDG. They'll drag LGD down to 3-1. EDG go up to 3-1 themselves and make things interesting in Group Nirvana. Edward Gaming getting a decent series for themselves. Nexus falls, LGD interact for so little of the game, and they don't win in the times that they do. See? Orders on Zoo, Snowball lands, there's not much he can do. Ult hits and does a grand deal of nothing. Barrier comes out, follows him through the dashes. Kiana's a slippery little assassin, but is not good enough to get away from the slice and the dice. And he just runs into the Ring of Fire, accepts to take things his own way. Honorable death in the Ring of Fire. Xiaohu wins the 1v1.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
Anyone got any emeralds? No, you're trading well in the mid lane. Of course, Knights. Knights to Leah. Oh, flash heal going forwards. Where's the root coming through? Q lands. Waste hit 2, hook plans 2. On gets the CC. Does Way want to fly in? I don't think so. So, Ignite blind from On, heal burn available. Grubs on the top side. 2 camp advantage from Way, who's feeling pretty happy about things with those Scuttle Crabs being those camps. 10 should be going towards Grubs, but do you want to see if we can find an angle in mid lane first? Well, Dragon takes a long time to kill. This is the thing. Dragon takes a long time to kill. And as you can see, Way's pulled off of it. Goes towards the Scuttle Crab instead. No, he gets it anyway. Okay, the burn comes through. I was wondering whether that W the wrong direction had put him in a bad spot. Knight goes through. Has flash. Uses it. Ult for flash. Not a bad trade there for BLG. Jen will now go towards the Grubs. Worth noting, though, while this is happening, Way can still keep clearing through his camps. He can get himself towards level 6. Oh, they both have level... Well, he has level 6 already. Gets red buff, maybe, for this fight. If he gets red buff, Way is in a big point of power. Tian will get it, and he'll start clearing himself now. Had in a lot of games. A lot of the time, problem isn't about BLG fighting from ahead. It's about getting to that point in the first place. Good wrap around. Didn't mean that much damage after. Second Harp Beam doesn't hit. It's still on. Uses the Aftershock on the clone. That does happen, by the way. You can proc Aftershock on clones. Dragon now started up. They'll spot the ward. Wait, but no, this is going on. Don't spot that other ward, though. Of course, Knight doesn't have that. Well, he does have the sweeper himself, but I think he would have... Well, not going to lead to that much, luckily, for them. Equalizer coming through. Breed doing well in the individual matchup, actually. He's doing very well. Breed's own best. Place you're meant to be coming through. Why are you not here? Ah, ward. Get Vision Control all along here. Done a very good job of getting Vision Control. Airho will use that clone to scout ahead. Tian, he's down a ward. What's coming through? Teleport in from the Galio. They have the Galio ult. Remember, Shojin on Breathe. He has that one item and they don't get everything. And here comes the Ambessa. Galio on top of it. And here comes the Skarner. Where is the Impale? Could be crucial. They're in the choke point now, and they haven't gotten themselves the best kills. That will certainly help, though. Take down Shinzo. Take down Rumble. The damage is still there from the Varus and the Talia, and they start to clean up, though, and that's going to be a bit of an issue. Knight flashes away from the Ambessa and tries to get some damage around. Light tries to kill Lilk on the other side. Knight still firing. Doesn't have a flash to continue that kill, and the arrow doesn't either. Ends up being 2 for 1, all things said and done, in favor of Weibo. Make that 3. As Light gets the snipe. It shows exactly why it's got such a reputation there. Guess we'll see a replay of that at some point. Breathe coming in with the Shojin. Didn't go for that Eclipse first. We've seen some of the theories skipping Eclipse recently too. Going towards the Shojin to Black Cleaver instead. Feels like Eclipse is just a little 4 grubs to 2. X flash over. Find out air here. We'll find that out. It comes through, and the Shinzo gets value as well. And Pop Blossom goes on cooldown, but doesn't even knock anyone up. Kaiser has ultimate. Do they go forwards again? Tien goes forwards. Elk goes over the wall. Galliot's pulled as well. But in comes Knight. Everyone coming to the play, and it's a massive Impale. Oh, Tien, you beauty. 3-man Impale versus BLG. Wei will try and turn it around, but it is oh so late. BLG not judging their fights well. And getting torn apart. What has happened to BLG? This team is in free fall. 7 kills to 2. Wait. Bin now next on the menu. Another wall stun. Tien on the Skarner, showing what this champion is absolutely goddamn broken. Skarner will comes through. But it's just so... I mean, the combo... Now that's better. The combo comes through. This is where the Varusol should have been used before. Kills off Tien. Importantly so. Well... BLG falling behind the pace of the game. 2,000 gold bound. More than that now, actually. 2.5. 30 seconds. Not 30 seconds. Herald is now up. 3 minutes and 30 seconds till the Dragon's back up again. Dragon apiece. You gotta start wondering a little bit, don't you? BLG 4 and 4. Way about the same. This is a mid-table clash now, folks. 2 of our world's representatives the last 2 years. Falling on hard times. Herald started up. Right, but do have that flash Nico ult. Light can also keep checking with his W as well. Has the rage, like 2 items on that Kaiser already. Insane. Teleport coming in for the Galio. Breathe. What'll he do? Skarner again only gets that onto the Nautilus this time. He was locked in place too. Galio ult gets onto the Shinzo, and Elk is caught again. He doesn't flash the Ambessa ult and dies. Elk with a huge mistake. BLG with a huge mistake. Taking a fight where they couldn't close the angles. Fishing from Elk in general. Positioning. Flashy, hang on a second, they're going forwards again. Going on towards maybe the Nico this time. Breathe. Get the Varus on top of air. Oh my god, it's a lot of damage. Way, my dude, you have no support. Where is the equalizer? Oh, it's in between the middle of the team and achieves oh so little. It equals 0. A double taunt from Xiaohu. Knight, the only member left alive, wondering what has happened to my team. Knight has flash and he might need to use it. Yes, he does. BLG have been high voltage and it's attached to their own cranium. Hextech Dragon taken by Weibo. BLG looking like a shadow of their former selves, or as Weibo finding themselves a bit more pace. I don't get what Elk was doing in those last series of plays. Wei will be caught out by Tien now. Gets into a taunt. The vision control, oh so nasty from Weibo. And Wei goes down. Again! Flash ult from Tien. Will not catch out Elk. Equalizer into the choke point. Nautilus comes through. That's the hook on top of it. The Galio keeps him safe. And once again, Elk is caught. This Varus is not known safety. Bin has flash. That's why he body blocks that one. Someone had to take that Galio, that Skarner knock into the wall. Just so happened to be Bin. Weibo are many good Skarner ults going forward. I think he's been absolutely pivotal. Of course, Light gets the lion's share of the gold. I think Tien has been my player of the game. Fantastic ults. Choosing angles through the wall. The vision control from Weibo. Gets them a series of picks before the Atacon comes down. And BLG don't have cross maps. They're not cross mapping well today, which has been another one of their hallmarks of style. And BLG, they've used their mistakes. Wei has flash. That's not a battle into there. Where's the equalizer? Here it comes. Not bad into the choke point. Breathe. Doesn't get onto it this time. The Varusol doing good work. Tien goes down into the Atacon, but the Nautilus is already dead. Knight Gonna get jumped onto. Wait, not bad damage on the other side of it. Light, still alive though. BLG, giving a good fight for the state in the game, but they still lose 2. And the withdrawal on the other side will come back onto the map much quicker. Still hard though, isn't it? Skarn is so valuable with that wall stun. TM will start it up. They'll give up the dragon. The game's not done yet, I suppose. 9,000 gold feels about as good as done. Galio has 10 stacks on the Dark Seal. Oh. As if it wouldn't get any worse. Breed's Ambassador is good as always, forcing flashes with every on the same page as the team. Their drafting's been off. Weibo on the other side. They've always been the consistently inconsistent team. Losing and winning it against all comers. Baron started up. Are we going for a flip? Might well be it. Tien has that ultimate potentially to do something a little bit silly. Equalize it into the pick and also make things pretty interesting too. Wade doesn't have flash, but he can E over. Xiaohu will look towards a taunt. Someone needs to block for him. Breathe goes in as well. There goes the Galio Tian over the wall. Elk is safe right now. So is Knight, but the Rumble goes down. Light is burning. And now actually, that's the Kai'Sa out of the play. That's 1 kill back. The hook back in. Both damaging members of BLG do have some potential. Knight gets a shove back, but I just don't think they have the gold. After all said and done, they play the fight well, but it is much too late. Knight goes back in. It's a Hail Mary. He will get the 1,000 gold shut down, but that's all you can do. It is all you can do. A 4,000 damage team. Light gets a good fight. The fight is just immediately over. And that's one checklist with BLG need to make sure does not go right. Hook goes forwards, but it's onto a tank. Goes onto the Zhonya Su. On. Can he get an ult through onto anyone? No, not just yet. Breathe. Was wondering whether he could pull that ult. On. Still has flash. Still has ult. He will die for this ult, but he needs to get something air. Not able to get a big ult onto the backline. Light gets way down. Hextech Soul for Weibo. Elk flashing forwards and doesn't get kills, but he's flashing onto a Nico. Knight left alone on the backside. Both carries making mistakes. And Weibo pouncing mercilessly. Light has been so disgusting. Hextech Soul will slow very shortly after this. The root comes through and Elk looking more like a fawn. Teleport into the mid lane. Weibo will take game 1 of this series, surely. Breathe. Great game from him on the Ambassador as well. 7-0 and 14. However, you can't help but notice there is a 16, 1 and 12 Kai'Sa in the game. BLG did not punish it in lane, did not stop it in team fights. And the light is blinding. BLG fall at the hands of Weibo in game 1. We'll have to reconsider for game 2. The Rakan would have had better laning phase. Rel does break the shields of Karma, though, worth noting. As well they should be. We're stuck around. No flash on Light. Does have the barrier. Remember, only that one piece of CC. Knockup comes through. Ezreal jumps in. Double crash down. And a root on the turret. Elk goes onto the aggro. Air has nothing left. So, all things said and done, On makes the crucial decision now. It's another camp steal away. Guess the smite hit through. That's a flash force. Tien still has the flash himself. Bin, no CC. This is the problem with the Gwen. You don't have any CC to set up for your team. Imagine if that was a Renekton instead. It'd be a dead Tien. Can't do it. Grub started up. Early game back to even. Mid lane 10 CS down for Knight, actually. Don't know how he lost that much CS. It's because he's moving around the map and he's dropped a wave to bot lane so they can pick it up. The reason why Elk is now ahead in farm is because he picked up the farm which was meant to go to Knight. Two grubs taken. Smite available for the third. 3 grubs for BLG. Dragon not taken yet. Xiaohu. That's not where he wants to be, but Q misses. What's going to come up? Wade could follow him through this if he wanted, but maybe not the best idea. On not the best accuracy with staying in topside. And he's stopped that recall again. On will be on the run this time. Gets that W. Flashes to follow. Now that's the kind of play you want to see out of him. He's full HP. Does have ghosting. Does have needlework. Jin's coming down. Down that river. See how much value he can get. Where's the W? Where is that W? Storm comes in. Oh, Bin. Oh, Bin. Caught out well out of position. Needlework does a lot of value. I don't think it's going to matter all the same, though, and Air ends up securing the kill. It goes a little as well. Very nearly took him down. If there was another turret shot, maybe could have gone towards that. Wait, we're not going towards a contest on the grubs. That means that at least 5 are going their way, you'd have to imagine, with the smite coming through. Tian no flash to go for a smite steal for that one. It is 5. Uses the smite, so Tian will be safely able to get that 6. No contest. Just trying to see. Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is wait a little longer on your smite and use it like that. Exactly. On the other side to make things interesting, like uses that Ghost Blade, the common build on Jhin nowadays, using that Ghost Blade to get the extra movement speed. Goes for the Magnet Storm, and this time it's going to be Bin caught out again. Bin! Just not in the right places. Suddenly now Jhin starts to open up 2 kills very quickly down. E forced out. And while they lose Grubs, Weibo pick up some good kills, and this Gwen is not getting the value that she'd quite like. Ari wasn't at the play. BLG just didn't expect an aggressive play to come through there, I don't think. Teleport coming through. Pantheon ult coming through. Elk doesn't have that cleanse, was blown earlier by Tian, and it means he can't escape the CC combo. There's a 4th shot. Don't even need to use it. Tian takes the kill instead. Elk overextended. Team has failed to hold up their end of the bargain on the other. Bin just uses W. Uses the needlework. Will look towards a bit of a kill. Does get himself a good needlework there. The Ignite is dropped onto him. Remember, he has that grasp for extra healing. He saves himself this time. Importantly so. Ezreal ult's not going to get the kill. Goes Y. Surviving. Nice. Plenty of health there. Good Q return. Still has his ultimate. Actually, the next time the cooldowns come up, Knight actually might look for a bit of a return back through here. Best I think you can do is force the ultimate out on the other side. Can he get himself a follow to the ult? No. He will force Xiaohu out of the lane for that play. I don't think he had it at the start of it, actually, but big XP advantage. Means at least that'll give him some value. Wait, starting down that dragon. First dragon of the game. Very late picked up. But it goes over towards BLG. That's where they started on. Caught out. He's on vision there. Great Magnet Storms across the game from the young support player. On. Does still have flash. Has that renewal. Doesn't get to use it, though. Gets shot in the head. Domed by light. Wei will go down too. Why are they taking fights like this? On caught out. Knight coming around. Does have his ult again. Now can he start cleaning up? Tien's in the brush. Knight gonna get seen off. Jhin ult comes through. Second third comes through. Cleanse as well. L doesn't have enough now. Knight tries to go and peel for his AD carry. Not gonna be enough. Tian has a Q and kills. Knight has flash. Has one less ult charge. Will at least get out safely from that. Might need to save his ult for something else. Sobs right on that side. Pantheon play. Forcing summoners. Chasing down for extra cooldowns. Judging the long trade. But BLG's mistakes play where they don't even use the Cataclysm. He is down here now. Breathe has flash. He can flash out of it, and indeed he does. They have no other CC. They're in CC. That's a good charm, though. Great charm from Ari. Knight getting something from nothing. Blue buff goes down. Been almost pulled out Tian here. He has needlework if he wants to go for a heavy trade. Goes for one part of it. And he uses his ultimate to get out of the next part of it. No CC from Bin to cancel that. Grand Starfall. Knight on top side has his ult again. Breathe doesn't have the flash. There is a Cataclysm coming up in a couple of seconds. Does he want to use it? Yeah, I think he does. Ult forwards. Let's get some stacks towards that Ari. Give it over towards the Wei Jarvan instead. Kill on the top side. Tower taken. BLG. This is a little bit more like another Dragon 2 be taken in this time. And this would be the third, not the second. Wei will go towards it anyway. 2 items towards Tian, who is still very, very strong. 2 items on the way for Wei, but still a little off it. Gonna clear out some vision. On. Oh, flashes forward. Ult comes through, but the root does first, and the charm comes after. They have next to no CC, but they use all their limited amount to get that kill. Well out of position, though. Should have ulted a little earlier. Chooses not to. Bin avoids the Magnet Storm this time, but still gets punted back. Here comes the Pantheon, and they will start to rain hell down on Bin. They'll go towards this top lane turret. Can they take the whole thing? Jace is a very good tower killer. Half the turret immediately gone. They'll give the solo goad over to Jace. Why not? Hypercharger again. Weibo find an advantage just as BLG find a pick on the other side. Ult again. Why is on here? Goes down, and just as he makes a great play, goes down and Elkis back out. This is going to leave open an inhibitor turret. Just after a great play from On. Makes a disastrous one by dying in the topside jungle. You are not tanky. You had just used flash. Light will take a turret, and Weibo explode the map. BLG, what have you done? As the cooldowns are down and the HP bars are low. This is desperation, but this is what you're led to. Ult forwards, Light has himself flash, has barrier. Knight wants to try and predict it, can't do it. There comes the Cataclysm. Knight outplaying for now, but will it be enough? Here comes Tian, trying to get a turn around, and will look for it. Is there a reset? Yes, there is. Close enough. And the Q will claim it. Does he have enough now to deal with Jarvan? Wei misses the combo. Bin's up here now anyway. BLG, the right choice to pull that teleport and to look for a slap back while cooldowns were down and HP bars were low. BLG gets something back. But Elk overstays again. Goes a little too far. Go towards the honey fruit. Do they have the healing? No, they don't. The killer bunny rabbit sinks in the sharp, pointy teeth. And Xiaohu will once again being caught out in the side lane this game. Teleport coming through. Magnus Storm once again. Stun inside the mist. Breed comes down. Here comes On. Has a bit of healing, but can't save Bin. Bin's Gwen. Seen a lot better days. The Jin ult to try and split the team fight. The charm comes through, trying to get good damage through, and it will. Knight gets a reset. How much value can he get on his world-famous Ahri? I don't think it's enough. Shield comes through as Jarvan goes down. Elk has some damage in the replay. It looks like the team fight rather has been disengaged. Knight cleans up a little bit. Elk, double buffs. He might have something here too. 2 low health bars here around the corner, and here comes the fight. Good trap pick onto On. Good damage onto Knight as well. He doesn't have flash this time, and El can't save it. Weibo play the smoke and mirrors and come out of the shadows to kill off BLG. There's a cleanse on Elk. I just don't know if it's enough. Yes, maybe it will be. Hops out of that W, and he'll start to get himself a bit of a reset. Another Mega Blast Cone. He'll hit a couple of Qs onto minions. He'll make himself out. Understanding that they have the excess HP bars. Now Dragon will get started. 5,000 gold lead. Wait, we're just choosing fight so much better. Who is shot calling for BLG? Who is shot calling for them? Good. Knight's Ahri is. It's not saving everything, and I don't know whether it's saving Elk either. Has the cleanse, the root hits. But the Mega Blast Cone will get some value. That was a regular Blast Cone. That Jin ult might have done something. Not bad. Oh, Bin. Bin. Empowered W. Yeah, W coming through from Bin. Decent damage. Goes into the E. Reminder, Tien didn't have to use an ultimate. Get that charm on someone. Turn the fight for yourself. Xiaohu jumping forwards. Flash from Tien. Not able to get in range. So close to getting on top of Elk there. Knight can jump over the walls. Manages to buy some cooldowns from Air. Tien caught out as well. He has no flash, remember. And Bin comes in with the needlework. Maybe Tien's made the mistake now. He goes down. But on the other side, Gwen goes down too. Bin gets exploded. Who's going to body block for this now? Knight using his extra HP to try and save his teammates. Bin with a huge mistake. One of the worst series from Bin. And one of the worst splits from Bin. I have no idea how Bin died like that for free. That's the fight where you go stasis. That's the fight where you do it. Gets massively turned around on maybe misunderstanding the damage coming through from very bursty side of Weibo when they put everything on the same target. If you have a fourth shot, using that Fog of War, they have this vision control here. Needs to be careful. Here comes the combo. Crashes down out of it. Bin going for the needlework? You're using the needlework for all... Okay, well, that's why. Ults on towards Light, but there's no follow-up. All the damage goes towards Air. You put all your damage into the Rel, which meant you couldn't follow up on Light. You do get... Why go all in on Spork? Because it means that the Magnus Storm's not there for a big fight. Oh, Breathe. Bloody hell of damage. Flashes out of the needlework. Breathe. Lucky to be alive. But now Bin, oh Bin. It's happened again. Has the Recales. Gets out safely. Maybe that'll be enough. Here comes Wei. Flashing forwards. Light has no summoners. And here comes the Ahri. Here come the resets. Knight gets 1. He gets 2. And he'll be able to finish off another as well. Finally, BLG come to life. Lane's been picked off with a composition made of nuts and bolts. They have cobbled together a spaceship to fly towards the Nexus. Somehow BLG turn it around, and it is just Tien. 10 seconds on Air. I don't think he can do it. It's not a bad E, but I don't think he'll have enough. The wave is cleared. Maybe I'm wrong. Tao goes down. The backdoor bonus comes off. CC from Airhead. Not going to be enough. The Nexus will fall, and we will have our 6-game day. How did BLG get away with it? Criminals, the lot of them. But they bring us to 3 games. After the series. In fact, this is a very good draft for them. I think Weibo have struggled with quite a lot here. Is MF better than Xayah here? Damage even on that first rank Q now. Ow. Guess level 3. Has Door and Shield as well. We'll be teleporting back very, very quickly on. Down 5 CS from the other levels. Still will get enough to get himself at... you do sometimes go for the fleet footwork. but it's been nerfed so much over time. Breathe, great trade against, been great trade against Breathe. K'Sante is not really a great champion anymore. Bin, very happy with how things are going now. Has the empowered ability available again. So just as it felt very fun to play in mid lane, don't see much K'Sante nowadays in not in standard lanes. Ow! Great trade coming in from Tien. Wei not going across mid lane. Q, it's a little bit different. Smite steal from Wei. Does he want to go towards it? No, Wei Tien goes towards it instead. Needs to be careful of the wall stun. Ignite goes down. Goes over the wall. On doesn't go for the wall stun. I think there was an angle. Most was Tien coming across mid lane and Wei not covering. That was the timer where the Lilia comes across that map, that part of the map, because it's the Raptor respawn, right? And now what's happening now is Elk and On have to go towards bot side anyway to make sure that this Castle is safe. The Wave's not pushing in on the time in which they thought it would be, because they showed mid lane and they knew that Knight would then go towards bot lane instead. How much of this wave can you pick up? If he gets level 6 off it, it's fine. Okay. Level 6 off the end of that wave. Okay, now that's okay. That's fine now. He gets level 6. You can now walk up, force pulse, ult backwards. A little easier now. Dragon taken by Weber. Growth by BLG. Alright. Ultimate comes through from the Nocturne first to the game. It's cancelled out by the Alistar, getting great pulverized through that. Light has the ultimate. Here comes the ult from the Lilia. But the Rift Walk saves a lot of that. The Jinx throws the ultimate too, but here comes Xiaohu. Split fight, not really sure about this one. Double shockwave as Knight flashes into it. Knight wants to kill Light before he can get the bullet time, but goes too far. Jinx out of the play. And BLG lose the early fight. Xiaohu outplays his Knight. A rare mistake from him. Getting caught out by the bullet time. Not by the shockwave just like that. Xiaohu roams down quicker. And BLG, another early game, which they've misplayed. Started with them. It went from 6 CS down to being 20 CS. It's because BLG kept rotating Elk to get the farm instead of Knight. Just before that level 6 mark, that player on the bot side lost him a lot of farm. Xiaohu picked it up instead. Elk picks some up. Light doesn't have flash, but doesn't walk up far enough for it to be a problem. Light goes down. Realistically, the farm which Knight is down is stuff which Elk has been picked up. And I just think in the early game, you need 3 ups to 3. As Waver picked up the top side just before that. Oh, double swirl seed. Why are they stacked like that? Nocturnal comes through. On, burning down. And will die. The Leandries in the passive, killing On. Nothing to save him there. Tien takes the kill. BLG, they just don't know how to play the early game, do they? The early games, their first 10 to 15 minutes have been poor. There's no two ways about it. Poor early games. Light. Popping takedown this dragon. That's 2 dragons to the side of Weibo. 3 kills on the Lilia. Lilia, one of the better champions against Cast. This is Xiaohu. He's won 3 MSI titles, the most of any player ever. A uniquely successful player in the semi-finals to get towards that finals. Caught out. Does that flash? Bit of trouble now. Blows the ignite. Uses that, I suppose he has Nimbus Cloak for all of that. Oh, gets out with a flash. Nocturne's coming down it. Wait, what are you doing here? Wasting the ultimate. That's a huge overinvestment. Wei, a player BLG have not had the early game to enable such picks. And we can see that being a problem now. There's no... Hang on a second. Wave flashing forwards for the fear. Comes across. Flash a little bit late. Shockwave gets some kind of value. But there's a spell shield on top of it. Whilst he comes through. Nice teleported back as well. Red buff goes to Xiaohu. Bins pulled himself through with the ult. Part of the fabric of the LPL history now. I think a lot of people who watch LPL have heard my voice at some point. I guess most people who watch, you know, I'll Dominate or Cadril instead, but if people actually watch the main broadcast and the co-streamers actually had the volume up, maybe they heard me as well. Hard to tell sometimes. Sometimes the co-streamers turn off the mainstream. Of course, we don't have that main broadcast now, which is sad, all things said and done. Xiaohu. Altering up this turret, getting some good damage. Phase Rush activated. Soaks the tower shot with the E. Perhaps has a bit of cooldown reduction now. Yuntal for Elk. Dragon started up. Sole point for Weibo if they get it, but there's no contest coming from BLG. 3k down. Weibo, I mean, Tian's had a hell of a series. No, there isn't Blue Tail. I do mention this every so often. It's not a dig anthem, of course not. LPL English, which is also live on Twitch right now. Hang on a second, what's happening here? Ooh, not coming through. Gold slightly decreased. Hang on a second. That's a Orianna with flash. There's an Alistair behind them. Poppy throws the ult. Shockwave's gonna... Wei can die here. Wei can die. Is he gonna use the flash? I mean, it comes through with the Mikhails, but Wei, his wonderful and awful things. JDG up there too. But Weibo have been doing it longer than IG in this current era of LPL. Tian starts the dragon. Knight killing the tower. You're not giving Mountain Soul for this, surely. Teleporting in now. Takes the turret. And tries to play the best of both worlds. Going down to 2/3 HP. Here comes the Popul. Here comes the Nocturnal as well. On. Cancels the channel. Dragon. Still on half HP. This would be soul for Weibo. Wei has no ult now. Needs the flash. Needs a good smite key. Still bullet time available. BLG fighting down a single angle. That's a problem. Air can hold the front line. Here comes Poppy. And away goes the Lilia. Is it enough? Is it enough? The dragon's stolen by Knight! The Cassidon steals the Soul Dragon, but at what cost? 2 down already. Maybe a third. Knight will try and hopscotch and gets out for now. Can he escape the full time? The Make It Rain will come through. Has a little bit of cooldown reduction. The bowling ball will miss. Knight has gotten away with larceny and the dragon gets out alive. Knight, how does he do it? I have no idea how he did it. Now, Atacam will go down. That'll last Weibo over into the Baron spawn. Of course, while this happens too, BLG did lose kills in that fight. They lost the fight. But BLG get themselves a Man and Dragon and will stop the Soul coming through. Important wins for BLG. Dumb presence around topside. They have no vision. Becomes a bit of a problem. That's actually Baron getting started up. Wait, has GA, could fly into the pit. I don't know if you can steal another objective like this. Knight has to walk over to see what happens. I think they see it now. Puts a ward over. Air has spotted as well. L hasn't really got himself a reset this game either. So what is Jinx being in power important? Not really getting much done here. The Renekton similarly not really achieving much so far in this game. Shockwave flashed away from. Flash down, but important cooldown missing now for Weibo. Bin getting jumped on again. Tien, does he walk forward even further? He has himself Seekers too. He can go even further. He has the flash. He goes onto the bot lane of BLG. How much can BLG do to disengage? Another cooldown used. Tien using that flash, using that ultimate, no shockwave. I think Weibo killed Dragon. How much can Knight do? Has his flash back up. Dragon started. BLG forced out of the river. Getting burst down. Do they have vision on it? No, they don't. I don't know. They might be letting this go over. There it goes. All right. You can use that Nocturnal. There you go. Knight coming in. Going in. Where is the smite? It's going down to an Orianna gets it this time. Both mid laners claiming what they can. Knight taken out of the pit, but the fight is going to be LG. Resets for the Jinx, but is it enough? Elk is trying his best. The flash is out of the pit. They're almost enough to save the fight. I don't know if it is. Another reset comes through. Tien has himself the ultimate, and there's no cleanse. This time Xiao who flashes forward. Where is Knight? He has that level 16, but does he have the mana? I don't think he does. And BLG, despite getting the resets and the level 16 on the Cassidon, it is not enough. BLG. Elk on the table. Elk, you would have thought with that reset, maybe it would have been enough. No, not this time. Tien ruling the day on that Lilia. 5-0-3. Xiao who flashing over the wall. This mid jungle from Wei, but putting in so much work. And sadly on the other side, Wei has been catastrophically poor in this game on the Nocturne, achieving so little. The Baron will go to Weibo. And BLG is going to do much. Nocturne is basically a vision denial bot at this point. Have they gone too far, though? Renekton on a long flank. Knight on one side. Airho going to try and close the door. Bullet time hard to pull off from this kind of angle. Here comes the Orianna. And there goes the front line. Here comes the Renekton. This might be the fight that they've been looking for, but it's the Nocturne that goes down first, and the shockwave is brilliant! The bullet time also gets value, and the resets just never come! BLG have been wiped by Weibo, and Weibo will put BLG down to a negative record of 4-5. Weibo Gaming consistently inconsistent, on top, 5-4 in Group Ascend. Jungle difference to the max.
at that smile on your screen, Tien. 2019 World Finals MVP.